Hey everyone, welcome to Competitive Mindset number 2. My name is Drybear, and if you happen to have missed Competitive Mindset number 1, I recommend that you head back and watch that video. This is the episode that came right before this one. I'll have it annotated on the screen if you want to check it out. Now, what I did in that episode is I listed out 20 ways that I can improve my competitive play, mainly in Smite. Of course, there was a focus on Smite. What that is just a list of ways that I can improve myself. It's a strategy. It's called the 20 idea method. You can use it in your personal life or any strategy here, but I'm using it on my Smite play or competitive play overall. My question was, how do I become a competitive player? Of course, the rest of this series we're going to be talking about ways that I can implement that strategy. Now, what I want to talk about in this episode is number 3 on that list that I listed on the last episode: improve accuracy of basic attacks. Now, right off the bat, I will tell you that you're probably not that accurate with the mouse. Now, I know what you're thinking. Drybear, I've been using a mouse for a very, very long time. I'm a competitive gamer. I play games all the time. I know how to use the mouse. Now, what I'm going to list for you here, I'm going to put the link in the description, is a training exercise that I used when I used to compete in Counter-Strike that allowed me to control the mouse more often, allowed me to smooth my movements, be more accurate with it, but also be more quicker with it. It improved my reaction time and my accuracy, my movement, but also something that happens as well as a mental aspect that allows you to not only line up your shot, but also line up the next shot. I love this exercise. This is one of my favorite ones. It took me a long time to find it, but once I did, I love it. So I'm gonna go and put it up on screen here. Literally all it is just a flash game, and what happens is dots will appear and then expand and then shrink down to a dot, and if you don't hit it within that time period, that is considered a miss. Of course, your point is to make sure you have 100% accuracy. You don't want to miss any of these dots. You're just gonna be moving around your mouse and clicking on them. As the game progresses, it will get faster and faster and faster, and since they expand and then contract right down into a smaller size, the best strategy would be to click on them when they're at their biggest, so you have the least chance of missing, which means you most likely want to queue them up and hit them in the order that they spawned. Of course, they'll spawn, grow, and then contract. So as they spawn, they'll kind of hit that medium point where they're their biggest in order. So not only does it make you look at your mouse accuracy, control the mouse to hit them, but also helps you, look at your mental clarity, your focus, make sure that, you're implementing a good strategy, which means you're clicking on them as they spawn, in the order they spawn, regardless of where they spawn across, the screen and all over the place. So, I mean, it works on your mental clarity, your acuity, but also your mouse control. Now, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, even though earlier you told me, you're like, Drybear, I know how to use a mouse, this game will show you how inaccurate you are with the mouse and how poor control. I mean, this is just on average. Most people don't have a very strong focus control of the mouse, and as the game speeds up, you may notice this, and you may be, the most accurate person in the world, and you may have the reflexes and the precision of a machine, and you just come out with like a perfect score with 100% accuracy, or maybe not. The whole point of this exercise is to reveal to you how accurate you are with the mouse, how much control you have with the mouse, and all that kind of stuff. Now, what I can go into here is a few tips that I can give it to you. Number 1, and something that a lot of FPS gamers will tell you, is you want to use your wrist and not so much your fingers and an arched hand. A lot of people, when they're gaming, they'll arch their hand up over the mouse and then kind of use their fingers to move the mouse around. Obviously, this is more of an exaggerated effect, so you can understand the idea of it, the mechanics of your hand position, but a lot of times to be accurate and smooth moving, you want to move with your wrist, and this is a lot of the reasons why you'll see competitive or professional FPS gamers have a very large mouse pad. It's because instead of small fine movements with their hands, they want to have big long arcing movements with their wrists, and this is because it smooths out the movement. It means that you can stop whenever you want. Generally, lower sensitivity is better with a lower DPI and all that. There's what mouse settings that go on, and you also want to make sure this is something that's just very simplistic, but I'm just running through general tips that I picked up when I played FPS a lot and competed. Is that you want to have mouse smoothing and mouse acceleration off. Well, mouse acceleration mainly. There is natural mouse acceleration in Windows, and you can Google strategies for that. I may put in a tutorial for that, but removing mouse acceleration, lowering the sensitivity, and then practicing it on a game like this will improve your accuracy with your mouse. And you're asking me, what, Drybear, why is this important? Why is mouse control and mouse accuracy so important to my play in Smite? Smite's a MOBA. Well, think about it. Let's say you're playing Neith, let's say you're playing Anhur, you're playing Apollo, you're playing Artemis, or even magical damage carries like Zeus and Isis who rely on their basic attacks, especially Zeus. I mean, your Zeus, that the whole play is revolving around you be able to land basic attacks to get those stacks up. And if you're missing basic attacks, that is hugely limiting your damage output. You'll see top tier Smite players be able to, you know, hop on Anhur and land every single basic attack. It's because they have good mouse control. So right here in this game, just play this a bunch of times, practice, 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 and eventually you'll get to the point where you're comfortable moving the mouse. And I guarantee you, if you play this enough, if you commit to playing this game, you know, 10 minutes a day, even if you don't even game that day, just hop onto this game, play it for 10 minutes, warm up, do some stuff. I would recommend playing this game before you play Smite. Just hop on this little browser game, play it for 5-10 minutes, and then hop on Smite. And I guarantee you, if you do this enough, if you do it once a day for 10 minutes and keep practicing, 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 after a while, you will notice incredibly increased accuracy with the mouse and mouse control and confidence with the mouse to the point where your basic attacks in Smite will be led very easily. I mean, obviously their movements will be smoother, everything will look sharper, and you'll feel like you're mentally prepared to be able to follow someone as they're trying to dodge your basic attacks and hit them more accurately. And it also will affect your skill shots as well to a smaller degree. So, you know, commit 10 minutes a day to playing this game, play it a lot, practice with it, and hopefully that you'll find the results that I did when I played FPS games. And also I'm using this now for Smite just to improve my overall mouse accuracy, and you'll notice a big difference. But that's going to be it for me, guys, in this competitive mindset number 2. Of course, this series kind of runs in tandem with Success Through Thought, and it's me just going through the offline strategies that you can use to implement in-game that makes you a better player overall. Just kind of the mental strategies, like in this game, you see, you know, moving around your hand and more hand-eye coordination that improves your gameplay overall. But I look forward to seeing you in competitive mindset number 3. Damn it.